guys, Bearded Viking Gamer here, and today I got something special for you. I got some of the pickups and stuff that I got over this last week, and then some really cool gaming news just hit yesterday. Actually, I was a little late to the party. I was actually at work, and when I came home, a couple of friends had sent me a message on the news about PlayStation 5. And in case you guys don't know, the Sony has announced that they officially are doing the PlayStation 5. That's what they're going to call it. And it is set for release on holiday season of 2020, which is just a year away from now, which is exciting news. I mean, I remember when they did the PlayStation 4, that was like November 15th, somewhere around there, I think, of 2013. And so it was right before Thanksgiving and stuff. My predictions on when they're going to do the PlayStation 5 is probably going to be the 14th or so. It'll be a Friday. I believe it's the 14th of November. And I think it'll be right there before the holiday, Thanksgiving and all that stuff. Then you have Black Friday. Then you have all those sales going on for the brand new system. I think that'll be it. And I also think since they're doing away with Rumble packs or the Rumble devices in the controllers, they're going to do some haptic feedback, which will be really cool. You'll be able to feel things. It's real similar to what they're doing in Ready Player One. Obviously, not to that extent where you're putting on gloves, but you'll be able to feel certain things when they randomly put the rumbles to certain areas on your fingers. It'll be pretty cool. That'll be an awesome little feature that they put in there. Especially, you know, we don't know any of the details yet, but hard drive wise, going to be a solid state drive. It'll have to be more than 500 gigs. So, I mean, that's what's pushing now on just the PlayStation 4. So I'm going to assume they're going to put a terabyte single solid state drive in there. That's what I would imagine would be in there. I'm excited, guys. I always love that when there's new system stuff to get, stuff to collect. You know what I'm saying? I think what they're going to do with some of these video games is they're going to take them, because we still have Cyberpunk 2077, and we still have Death Stranding, which is going to be later this year for Christmas time, and we have, you know, a lot of these titles here. The Last of Us Part 2. I think a lot of these, they're going to be hitting on the PlayStation 4, but nobody's mentioned anything about the PlayStation 5. I think those are going to be some of the remastered titles you're going to see on the new gen system. You know, everybody, even when they did those demos back for Cyberpunk 2077, they said, man, it looks way too good to be running on current gen. Well, they're probably right. They're going to do the PlayStation 4 version. I think it's going to be modeled down a little bit. Still going to be fun as heck. So, you know, CG Projekt Red puts out really good stuff. But I think what they're really aiming for is the PlayStation 5 hardware, and they're going to be really pushing stuff right there. It's going to look awesome. I think that's what they're going to do. That's just my guess. And of course, just like they did with the PlayStation 3, when that launched and they had The Last of Us, they did The Last of Us Remastered on the PlayStation 4. I think we're going to see that same jump for the Part 2 of The Last of Us on the PS4, and then they're going to do a remastered version on the PS5. At least that's what I hope. I like to see stuff like that revamped up and better graphics and better sound and all that. I love that. All right, moving on, guys. Let's show you guys some of the pickups and stuff that I did over this week. All right, the first one here is I did buy a puzzle for my boy to put together on here. Now I bought this actually at a Goodwill, or it was at a Savers. So I'm not even 100% if all the pieces are there, so I'll have to have them put it together just to see if all the pieces are there. But freaking pretty cool, Mario jumping out of there. Pretty awesome. Alright, and then I did pick up an Atari game. This is an Atari 2600. And I just picked this up just because it looks freaking cool. It's like Conan style era. This is Sword Quest Earthworld. If anybody's ever played this, let me know if it's any good. I haven't played it yet, so I'm going to pop that sucker in there. Alright. Now moving on to, this was another pickup that I did. This was a Game Boy Color. Oh man, this is cool. I've wanted something like this for a while. Bionic Commando Elite Forces on the Game Boy Color. Now the box is kind of smashed up, but everything is there. So, freaking excited to have that in the collection. Pretty cool. Here was a Nintendo DS game. 20th anniversary of Contra 4. This looks pretty sweet. Look at the detail on the back of that. And a handheld's pretty awesome. Excited to have that in there. Here's another one in here. This is Donkey Kong Jungle Climber on the Nintendo DS. Saw this in there and I had to get this out of the case. This looks cool. I always love the Donkey Kong style stuff. A lot of fun. And then here was a pickup here with my buddy Sean. Pac-Man World Rally. I didn't have this. Super cheap too. It's not your traditional Pac-Man, but didn't have it in the collection. Alright. And this one was pretty sweet. This was a cool pickup. This one, I just didn't know what it was. I saw the spine cover and his killer is dead, right? Well, this is like a special edition of it or something. And it comes with an actual art book. Let's show you guys some of this. Let me show you guys. So you have the art book talking about the different, some of these characters on here just look awesome. Look at some of this. This looks amazing. Once I saw the art book, I'm like, that's freaking cool. Also inside of there is the music. So it's the music all on here. And then behind the actual case here is the game inside here, and it's actually slid in its own sleeve. Well, I won't pull it all out, but it's the same cover art, but it's freaking cool, man. The artistry on that, this looks amazing. The killer is dead, so I'm excited to try that one on there on the PlayStation 3. Looks cool. I mean, look at the back of it. He's got a robotic arm and his sword and everything. Looks freaking pretty sweet. Alright, another pickup that I did from there was the Red Star. And this is a PlayStation 2 game, run and gun type. Looks pretty sweet. I did pick up another Super Nintendo game that I didn't have. Beat 'em up, of course, because I love those beat 'em ups. But this is Brawl Brothers. And then Sean had these. He bought a Nintendo DS, and there was a couple loose games in there, and he really didn't want them. And my kids loved like the little kid stuff, obviously, because they're itty bitty still. But one is Monster High, loose on there. Another one is Scribble Knots. And another one here is Indiana Jones and the Original Adventures. So happy to have those in there. On to another pickup here. This was an Intellivision game, and this was Pitfall on the Intellivision, but complete in box. Pretty sweet. That's some old stuff there. I don't know if you guys remember Pitfall on there, but I do. Oh, a blast, man. Back then, that's all games were. I have a couple Sega CD games here that I had picked up. I kind of jump around all over the place when I'm looking for stuff, just because there's things that I remember playing. Now, my brother and I used to play the heck out of this on the Super Nintendo. This was Dungeon Master. Okay, I have it in my Super Nintendo collection, actually back here. And we used to play the heck out of that. And then I saw this in the case, and this was Dungeon Master 2 Skull Keep for the Sega CD. And I love those old dungeon crawlers where it's just you're looking at the walls as you're traveling through and you're picking up stuff, and you got to keep your health and your food and all that, those bars up as you're going through. Looks awesome. And then I saw this one too, and this is from an older movie, and the back of it just looks sweet for the Sega CD. But this is Dune. If you guys sci-fi buffs, if you guys remember that movie, the back looks cool. It has a bunch of the animation and stuff from the movie. Looks freaking sweet. I can't wait to jump into that. Alright. Down to a couple more items here. I picked up for the PlayStation 2. This was one of the first, when I had my own computer instead of using my brother's stuff. My brother always had Doom and stuff on there, and I could play that. But when I actually got my own, I was working at Taco Bell at the time, and I was able to get a compact Presario. That was my very own, that I paid with my own money, old enough to get my own PC, and I got it for one game at the time. That was Soldier of Fortune, and it's weird to see that on the PlayStation 2 now. but I wanted to play that game so bad with the limbs and stuff coming off. I wanted to do that so bad. I couldn't wait to get home and get that PC from the store. Here's another one here. This was for the original Xbox, and it just looks cool, so I got it. It's called Cold War, and it looks like a Siphon Filter, or I'm sorry, not Siphon Filter, Splinter Cell ripoff. It totally looks like, even when he's crouching, looks just like Splinter Cell. But cool nonetheless. I always like the Splinter Cell stuff. Here's one I used to play a lot on the PC, and I saw it for the original Xbox, so I snagged it. And this is Commandos 2. This is a top-down strategic type based game where you have your commandos and you push them through to take out enemies depending on where they're sitting, so you have to strategically place them. So say you have a couple of Nazis and stuff overlooking something, they can follow your tracks in the snow, so you got to be careful there, but you got to silently come in and take them out before they start alerting anybody in the camp, which makes it really fun. Here was another one that I wanted, and this was Dreamfall: The Longest Journey for the original Xbox. These Dreamfall games are cool. Love that. And then this is the one that my mom had got me, and I already had it on the PlayStation 3, but I didn't have it on the Xbox 360. And this is South Park: The Stick of Truth. The humor in this is ridiculous, so it gets real bad, but it's awesome. I love that kind of stuff. So happy to have that in here. And then my last game here, guys, was a Nintendo Switch title, which it's a Diablo-style game, but not as good as Diablo. And it is Titan Quest for the Nintendo Switch. Pretty cool. So that's what I had picked up this week. I'm excited about that whole PlayStation 5, guys. Let me know what you think is going to be happening with that PlayStation 5. Some of your stuff that you think is going to happen when that thing launches, and what date do you think that's going to come out on? I always like hearing from you guys. It's fun. But yeah, that's what I got for the pickups. That's what I got for this week, and I'll see you guys next week. Appreciate it.